should give last time, or not necessary?
You probably could maybe do like a 2 or 3 minutes. Yes. Armenian food. Yes, it's us.
See, I only have my sun drive.
Do you have the paperwork done though?
No, I just have everything on the sun drive. I think I got more in the long run.
Basically, we'll have the vote, you know, but the most important thing is to get the paperwork to Jeanette properly.
Yeah.
You know, the rest of it is all smoke and mirrors. I mean, they're going to argue about the number probably, so just be ready for that. But we're doing the matching stuff with Nikki's office and Martinez's office, and then Nikki talked to the president of they have a bunch of money that they're going to
do that 111,000.
Yeah. So we're going to get this done. So even if you get it done, whatever, it's just it's the nature of people like to be like, but maybe,
and I'm trying other avenues. One of them is I'm going through the DWP to have good rebate program. That's for city entities too and stuff like that.
Cool.
So so I don't need to go through the PowerPoint there.
Okay.
Do you think I should or not?
No, maybe just a brief synopsis of it. You know what I mean?
I can show a couple pictures if you want me to.
If you want, it's fine. I don't mind either way.
Thank you.
I don't mind either way. Yes. Tonight? Okay. It'll be after the Pledge of Allegiance. Did you get everyone to sign it?
Yep.
Good. Where's this? Do we have the chicken? It's delivery? Is Chaika here? They're here? I don't know. I think they are. Nikki, was that the lady from the restaurant?
Yeah.
Oh, she's ready? Okay, good.
Let's do Pledge of Allegiance. It should go right into a drive-thru. Is it a restaurant or it's
like a pull-off. It's a banquet hall.
It's a banquet hall.
It's like
Maybe I don't
it'll be July. You made it through June 30th.
Oh, okay.
Project that size. Seems to me like a
George, yes. We have guests coming to the house. You're not going to start it. You're not going to have a corner.
We're doing this.
Yeah, it's a new 30 on time. We're ready to go? All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call the meeting to order. We are going to have John Camara lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Everybody take off your hats. If you're in the military, salute the flag, or put your right hand over your heart and repeat after me.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Councilwoman Padden, you had something you wanted to say and do here.
It's Jeanette and her husband's 34th wedding anniversary. 39th.
39?
39th.
Wow, you made a mistake.
Oh, I'm dating myself. So she's getting a bouquet of flowers and he's getting an Irish blessing sung by me.
Oh, wow.
May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine bright upon your face, May the rain fall softly, and until we meet again, God hold you in the palm of His hand.
Yeah!
Bravo! All right, roll call, Mr. Secretary.
Okay, President Thomas.
Here.
Vice President Benjamin. Here. Secretary Hendry. Here. Treasurer Hoff.
Are you here?
I'm here.
Okay, she's here.
Okay, Ms. Havard.
Spirit, not body. On
She's
you.
not
Body,
here.
not spirit.
I think she's in Borneo or
Hear you.
Magnolia.
she's in a country that starts with a B.
Micro, Ms. Havard.
Maryland has got an excused
Pick
absence.
up that mic. We can't hear it all.
5 new mics.
Yeah. Oh, we're doing that.
Okay, Ms. Meyer.
Here.
Okay, Mr. Lazarovitz.
Here.
Mr. Martin.
Here.
Ms. Skelton. Mr. Kamara.
Here.
Mr. Waleko.
Here.
Mr. Anand.
Present.
Mr. De La Cuesta.
Here.
Ms. Padden.
Here.
Mr. Lynn.
Here.
Mr. Luna.
Yes.
Mr. Moravi.
Here.
Ms. Raines.
Here.
Mr. Robbins.
Here.
Mr. Knoll.
Austin's got an excused absence.
Okay, Ms. Ascarian.
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum.
Very good. We have a quorum and we can conduct business. Comments from the chair. I have nothing right this second. Public comment. What we'll do is start off with the elected officials and their offices and then go into public comment. Where did Angie go? I saw Angie from Adrien. There you are. From Adrien Nazarian's office, Assemblymember Nazarian. Angie, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So good evening, everyone. I just wanted to briefly make an announcement that the Lake Balboa is going to have their first annual Movie Madness. It's the free summer movies in the parks. I have a couple of flyers over there. It's going to be on June 20th. They're going to show E.T. On June 27th, it's going to be Best in Show. The best part about the 27th is that they're going to have a pet adoption fair at 5 p.m. So if anyone's interested in attending, it'll be a great opportunity to just go ahead and support them. The other thing that I want to let you know is that we received notice that at AB 970, which pretty much protects California workers from wage theft by ensuring the labor commissioner has the legal authority to cite an employer, has passed the Senate labor with 3-1, and next it's going to be heading over to the Assembly Appropriations. So if you have any questions with that or if you want more information, feel free to let me know and I'll be able to provide you with a fact sheet. As for me, that's everything. I also want to thank the Neighborhood Council for helping out the 2 events that we had with dog therapy as well as with the emergency preparedness. It was great to see that Neighborhood Council is out there helping us out. So thank you so much. And
Thank you, Angie, as always. Nikki, did you have anything?
How about Brian?
Tamar, did you want to say something? Tamar Galitzin with the City Attorney's Office. Tamar, the floor is yours.
Hi everybody, I'm Tamar Galitzin. I am the neighborhood prosecutor assigned to Van Nuys Division. We've been pretty busy in Van Nuys recently. I'm in the middle of a probation violation hearing with the gentleman who lives around the corner who has his stuff strewn all about the street. So that has been interesting. We have been working with the County Health Department and Supervisor Kuehl's office and St. Elizabeth's about some of the vendor issues in and around the church on the weekends. And so hopefully we will see some progress there. Probably the biggest issue that we're having that I would love to brainstorm at some future meeting with the Neighborhood Council is the number of I'll call them absentee business property owners who don't particularly care what's going on in their property, including homeless encampments and stuff like that, and are making it incredibly difficult for the individual store managers to even throw the stuff out or ask the people to move or something like that, because the property managers are uncooperative, won't provide trash bins or anything like that. And we're having this at a number of commercial properties in Van Nuys. I tried contacting the commercial property owners. They couldn't care less. And we've had to go the route of citing them to get their attention and doing all sorts of things. So it's not very time efficient, and it's not really being good neighbors. And I'd be happy to brainstorm ways in the future where the neighborhood council could help with some outreach to those property owners because they are not taking good care of their property.
Very good. Any questions for tomorrow? Penelope.
So what did happen with that?
We're in the middle of a probation violation hearing, and if you want to come tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., we'll be finishing up.
Oh, darn.
We'll see.
Karina.
Hi, tomorrow. There's a property in my neighborhood that's been vacant, but it was for a while they didn't know who was the owner.
One of the foreclosures?
Yeah, foreclosures. Yeah. And at this point, I heard that somebody, claimed it as people with that possession. But we're trying to figure out who owns it and can we get rid of the homelessness.
So, if you have one of these vacant foreclosures, houses that seem to have no owners, strange people living there, shoot me or your senior lead officer the address of the property if we don't already know about it. The city finally has a foreclosure registry, and under the new city law, the property owner, whoever that is, and it's usually some bank or some mortgage company, has to give the city someone who's responsible for the property, who's local, not in South Carolina. Those people don't do me any good. And they're all named Ashley. I don't know why. But they need to give us someone local who's responsible for the property, who will come out, beat LAPD, sign trespass letters, start either evicting or having arrested anyone who's not supposed to be there. So we've been doing this slowly with properties. So if you send me an email or write it on a piece of paper, something with the address of the property, we'll start working on that. It's not a quick process, but it's much better than it used to be, because now at least we can hold the banks responsible for the properties that they're pretending that they don't own.
Thank you.
So we are trying.
Fair enough. Anybody else for tomorrow?
I do.
Yes, Maddie.
I don't have your card. I don't think we've ever been properly introduced. I would love it so I can communicate directly with you.
Sure.
And also, if we can tie what you're doing with Airbnb issues that are popping up, and there's multiple cities, multiple districts that are dealing with Airbnb, and a lot of them are absentee owners. So if there's a way we can meet to discuss and kind of do a cumulative, that'd be great.
Okay, just a 5-second overview. The city council asked the city attorney's office to draft an ordinance on these Airbnb places. So that is not being done by me or I'm in the criminal department, but one of the folks in civil and land use is, and a bunch of the neighborhood prosecutors have already weighed in on some things that ordinance needs, because we're going to be the ones enforcing it, and we need to have something that we can, as actually a useful tool for us. So it's just started like last week. So hopefully when we get a little bit further down the line, I'll bring back whatever the draft is to this neighborhood council. If you want to weigh in, that would be great. But trust me, I am pushing for something that is actually enforceable. That would be lovely.
Going once, going twice. Thank you, Tamar. Oh, yes, Paul.
With regards to street vending, how do we know what is allowed?
Okay,
because
it's real easy.
I mean, I was just walking here and there's a cart across the street right now, across from the recorder's office, and I'm like, is that doesn't seem it's on a proper corner. It seems to be like city property.
So in Los Angeles, on a street or a sidewalk, all vending is illegal. Okay. There's all the push carts you see, ice cream, whatever, it's all illegal. We do not allow street vending in Los Angeles. There's a handful of properties, like in the government center here. The city does permit a handful of the vendors to be there because it's a pedestrian mall, and there are a few vendors in the property that they have contracted with. Food trucks and catering trucks are a different entity. If they're mobile, if they're attached to a vehicle, then a different set of rules apply, and those can be legal. But when it comes to like the push carts or the people set up on the corners, they are not legal. The issue, and I know those of you who have been here for as long as I have heard this 50,000 times, the county health department does enforcement on food carts, illegal vendings, not LAPD, not building and safety, not housing, not any of our city agencies. The only entity that the state legislature gave powers of enforcement is the county health department. And they usually work hours like 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then they have to be back in their office, which is in like Monterey Park. So most of our vending problems happen at night and on the weekends, so we have to get in line for their like overtime hours like months in advance. So I know on Sunday there was a vendor task force here in Van Nuys that we got on the list for and pulled some strings. Your senior lead officer Erica Kirk begged and pleaded because she was having a bunch of problems. So we do that as often as we can get them, but everyone's fighting for the same enforcement.
So it's not going to be like, our public health office is right here. I mean, locally.
Yeah, it's the environmental health office, and they're out of like, I think it's Monterey Park, somewhere way the other side. It's not the folks here, unfortunately. But, yes.
You don't have to answer this now because you might not have the answer, but I'll talk to you about it.
Yes.
We have a guy with a fleet of limos. Okay, so answer it later.
No, I mean, we've had this issue pop up various times in the last like decade, let's say. You know, if your business is to repair or sell or lease, rent out vehicles, you're not allowed to park them on the public street. Okay. You have to park them on your own property, in a private parking lot, whatever you pay for. Okay. The problem with, if we're talking about the same limo place, is we can't figure out where the limos are coming from. Because they're all registered to different people.
Okay, well, you're on Kittredge Street in Van Nuys.
Okay, so I'm going to say, so I'm dealing with one right now, I don't remember if that's the address, where every single limo is registered to a different place, all out of the area. Okay. And we can't figure out who's dropping them off there. As soon as we do, we'll move forward. So that's the issue.
Okay, well, I was just going to submit it to the PUC and let them see what
You could try that.
Okay.
See what happens, and then call me. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Tamar. All right, let's see. Guillermo, are you ready, buddy?
Yes.
All right, Guillermo from Councilwoman Marie Martinez's office. Good to see you, Guillermo. What's up, Brian? Get some chicken.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. I have a few updates from our office regarding a few different things. I guess my first update is Friday, June 26th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Van Nuys City Hall Council Chambers in honor of June being National LGBT Month. The Councilwoman is hosting a screening of the documentary Limited Partnership, which has to do with the first legally married same-sex couple in the United States and how it brought about a federal court case in 1975. So that's Friday, June 26th. I don't have a flyer available yet, but once it's available, I'll make it available. Also, regarding the Special Olympics, we are hosting the July 23rd, on July 23rd, 50 athletes for the torch run at noon on July 23rd. Light refreshments will be served for the community. It'll last for approximately 1 hour. And that's pretty much it. Also, if it's okay with the council, I wanted to speak to item C on the agenda, if that's okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I just wanted to notify the council that the issue concerning a complaint from Mr. Kevin Sherbrooke, I'm not sure if he's here this evening. I wanted to let the council know that I've gone ahead and contacted him, and the property is pending an investigation from the Department of Building and Safety.
Thank you very much, Guillermo.
That's the update for that particular item.
Council President, I actually would like to follow up on that because that gentleman is on my street and I wasn't provided business cards to follow up with him. I'd like to be kept in the loop, Guillermo, about him and the property and the issue because I'm the representative, I'm their area representative, and unfortunately I haven't been provided the tools I need to follow up with my area. Thank you.
Very good. Yeah, we'll keep Maddie looped in and.
One last update. Saturday, June 13th, this coming weekend, from 8:30 to 11:30, Team Lawa is hosting a pancake fundraiser at Fire Station 114 at Van Nuys Airport. All proceeds will go to the Mid-Valley YMCA, so it'd be great to join us. $6 donation. Get some pretty awesome pancakes.
What's the time on that?
8:30 to 11:30. Fire Station 114, 11617 Armenta Street, Van Nuys.
All right.
I can send the flyer later tomorrow morning.
Perfect, and we'll put it up on the website.
Yeah.
One more question, Council President. Can you tell us and update us about the grade streets and the business improvement district for this area, what the plans are for that? I know I've followed up with both the council member directly, and I've looped in board members, and there just doesn't seem to be any response from the council member's office about the grade streets. I was hoping we could meet, but obviously we haven't. So can you update all of us on what's going on with grade streets?
I know with the Great Streets Initiative, the deadline's coming up on June 30th.
What deadline?
There's a deadline for an application, I believe, and then there are some members of the community who are looking into a possible project for Great Streets. As far as a bid, I don't have an update right now.
I'm sorry, you said a committee, I don't know what you're talking about.
There's a group of constituents that are looking at the issue, at the Great Streets issue.
Oh, I'm not
I don't
aware of who
have
that
an
is. Do you
update
know who
on
that
that.
is? Because I've contacted your office and no one's responded to me about that.
When did you contact the office? I wasn't aware of that.
Well, yeah, actually you've been looped in. You were the one I actually sent the original correspondence to. Hold on and I'll bring up the email.
Did you have anything else, Guillermo?
No.
Okay. Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes. We're getting through the elected officials reports and then...
I have a question for him.
Oh, okay. Yes, Maria.
I have a question. I have the business owner of Chit Chat down the street. They said they didn't try to get a contact with you.
Yeah, I called him. His number isn't operating. Okay, good. I sent him an email and he hasn't responded yet, so.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Cool. Thank you, Guillermo.
Mr. President, I'd like to capture for the record that in regards to the complaint that I've made to you and the Vice President and to the council member with regard to lack of response and stonewalling, including your plum chair, with regard to the Great Streets, that it's a great surprise to me to hear that we have a committee working on the Great Streets initiative. Who's on this committee? How long has this committee existed? I co-hosted the planning summit, and unfortunately, I haven't been kept in the loop at all, and this is my area of expertise. Not only that, as chair of the sustainability committee, I'm trying to educate the community, so could you please enlighten us, who is this?
You are aware that there is no sustainability committee?
There is. Everything that you have said to date is inaccurate. I don't know if you don't know how to read the bylines, but there's nothing in what you said that
All right.
is correct.
Let's continue on with the elected officials reports. Brian from Congressman Tony Cardenas' office. How are you, sir?
Doing well. Staying awake. Good evening, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Brian Gavidia. I am the representative for Congressman Tony Cardenas. Congressman is a member of the Energy and Commerce Committee. Just throwing it out there for those of you guys who don't know. With that, the Congressman and myself, we've been busy bringing resources to veterans. The way we're doing that is in May 20.
You're on record. If you're going to say it on the record.
Let's hear. That's enough. That's enough. Brian has the floor. Brian with the Congressman's office has the floor. We'll argue about that during public comment. Thank you. Brian, you have the floor.
So
Brian has the floor. Brian has the floor.
May 28th, the Congressman had a veteran resource orientation. It was a great event. Essentially what that was, we brought the Veterans Administration, CalBet, different nonprofit organizations into one classroom setting. They gave presentations, PowerPoint presentations of the resources that are available to veterans. Then after that, we broke out into tabling. There was resources available for the veterans. It was a good experience. It was a learning experience for me in the planning process of it. I say that because I want to continue that on a quarterly basis. I know that we didn't partner in this one for this event, but it was a learning experience, and I hope to bring it to different areas of the Stanford and the Congressman's district. It's much needed, and we want to make sure that the resources are brought to the veterans. Sometimes it's hard to get the veterans to come to us, but that's one of the main roles that I try to do as a veteran representative, be out in the community, working with the people like the Battle Buddy Bridge, going out there and seeking, maybe finding the people that are homeless veterans or homeless in general, and seeing how we could bring resources for them, because there are resources. With that, another event that the Congressman is going to be hosting for veterans is going to be on June 30th at Los Angeles Valley College. That is a veterans hiring expo. Congressman is partnering with the VA along with other organizations. It's on June 30th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at LA Valley College. Parking is free. There should be refreshments and a lot of good resources and employment opportunities. We're hoping to have laptops on site for those people that want to sign up on the spot. So those are two of the things that the Congressman, one that's coming up and one past event that the Congressman worked on. Legislatively, the Congressman is trying to push some of the legislation that he introduced in the 113th Congress. Fortunately, as you know, Congress doesn't, they don't get their stuff together, so it's hard to get some stuff passed. Luckily, he did pass his first bill as a Congressman, the Cybersecurity Act, which would essentially protect small businesses by providing resources. Providing resources essentially for small businesses to essentially get educated on cybersecurity threats. And actually that class is going to be something that's going to be mandated. So that's going to be implemented soon. Some of the other bills that the Congressman has introduced are the STEM bills, STEM education bills, computer science and coding, and also some of the manufacturing bills. So those are the stuff that he's reintroducing in the 114th Congress. We're hoping that it moves forward in committee, and that's pretty much it. I don't know if you guys have any questions about my update.
Candido.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I just want to compliment Brian. His boss and I don't see eye to eye, but this young man, you're fantastic. We're lucky to have you in this area.
Thank you.
Walking the streets, he's always, doesn't matter when you see him, he'll give you the information. He's a great addition to the area. I'm always walking the streets because I'm grabbing lunch to see what's going on.
Okay, Brian, how much you pay him to say that?
Brian, a couple things.
I guess I paid my dues already.
Brian, a couple things. I emailed Sam about getting the Congressman to come to our August meeting. I know Congress is out of session every August because the weather is terrible in DC then. So it's Wednesday, August 12th. Okay. Can you just double check and see if we can get Tony to come to that meeting? Possibly just extending the invite. And then if we could get like immigration update out of you guys maybe next month. I know the district court in Texas didn't rule in the favor of where you guys wanted, but an immigration update, see if we can schedule the Congressman for August, and anything on the Maryland Monroe Post Office bill too. Okay. I'll email you to follow up.
Okay, sounds good. Another thing that I was thinking also, if the Congressman can come, and I'm going to make the pitch, but I was hoping to maybe gather all the neighborhood councils in the Congressman's district and have maybe like a breakfast. I'm going to get in trouble for making it, but I'm going to make the pitch, and hopefully we can make that happen. I need to check in with management, but that's something I was thinking about.
Well, I think that would be a great idea. It would probably be easier to pull off if it was at night or just during, like, if we did it, let's say August 12th, it was like a special meeting.
We'll chat.
Cool. I'll send you an email and we'll go back and forth.
I'll talk to Sam.
Good. Thank you, Brian. Thank you very much. Nikki, are you ready for an update, Nikki, from Mr. Kokorian's office? Or good to see you, Nikki.
Nice seeing everybody. So I'll make the big announcement that the city budget has passed, and it's the first time that we have a budget surplus.
Wow.
I have put the information sheet up front. Lots of good things happening. We have a breakdown, and our communications deputy has made this little nifty, colorful. You can see how many streets are going to be paved and potholes filled and all that good stuff. I'm sorry?
Speak louder.
Oh, okay. In addition to that, I know that Van Nuys Boulevard is a big concern to everybody here. Bureau of Sanitation does have 2 new programs in place. One is, okay, I don't remember the names, but we do have 2 new programs. We can put out new trash cans that get serviced by the sanitation department, and we can have crews to clean up the boulevard or any street, not just the boulevard. But I know that is a specific concern for you guys, so feel free to let me know, and I can work with CD6 or whatever we need to do to join forces to try to get some.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Very good.
Wonderful.
Any questions for
And if you see
Corian's office?
trash cans on my side of the street, that's just because our district has already placed them in.
Mr. Luna.
Two quick questions. Thank you for coming. Did the NC, did the neighborhood council system budget go up?
Yes.
Under the budget advocates report, I was going to tell you that they have agreed, or Wesson did, to put through a motion to add 5,000 to each neighborhood council's budget. And we're just waiting to hear if that's going to pass. Thank you.
It's passed. The budget passed.
Yeah, no, I mean, the city council has to vote on that measure. On that proposal.
The separate one.
So we just have to see if they're going to approve it. If they do, then each
Give us an
neighborhood
update on
council
that
will get 5 grand more. Nikki,
So,
promise.
Your second question, Mr.
My
Luna?
second question, did the city training budget increase at all?
Train?
The city training budget? The budget to train city employees? I don't mean like LAPD, LAFD, I mean like actual city employees.
I don't understand your question.
Okay, so if I was, say, deputy clerk, last budget, I had a $0 budget for training. I was wondering if that changed.
I don't know if there was a budget item for that. I wasn't trained.
Well, the reason I ask is because I know that the mayor, and I'll make this super brief, I know that the mayor and just about everybody else agrees that the level of service, there's an area of improvement that's possible. And I think that that's possible through training. Doing more of the same will get more of the same. Last go-around, there was no budget for training city employees. And I don't mean fire, I don't mean police, they have their own budgets. So I was just curious if that is changed.
I don't know the line by line
Okay.
budget items.
Just curious.
If that's something specific that you're interested in knowing, I can find out. These are the big ones, you know, the police, fire, housing, quality of life issues. These are just the bigger ones that people are generally interested in. But if that's a specific question you have, I can find out. Yes.
Yeah, Kathleen, did you have something for Nikki?
Yeah, I don't know if you have anything to do with this, however, but there's some stores, the swap meet, for instance, the 6400 block here on Van
It's not
Nuys.
her.
It's not her district.
It's what?
It's City 6, she's,
Guillermo's area. It would be Nuri's or Guillermo.
Okay, then you would
Is
have
there a
to
question?
do-
I might be able to answer.
Well, it's just that trash cans are important, but then to have stores coming out and leaving their things that they're selling out there on the pavement.
That's a
And
street
it's
use
trash.
investigator.
It makes it look like a swap meet.
Yeah, they can send, CD6 can send out an investigator to.
It just looks bad.
This gentleman and then Candido. Yes, sir.
You had mentioned trash cans. Give you an example. The ones at the bus stop, particularly Van Nuys Boulevard and Van Owen, is always overflowing the time I leave for work every morning. It's down the street. They're much too small for what's needed. Are we able to get larger ones?
I don't think we can put larger ones, but with this new program, I can add more.
Because they're just small wire baskets. And then when the people go through them, picking them out for, you know, if they have
Yeah,
box
but these new bins are the kind that you can't dig in.
Oh, good.
So maybe I can have it switched out for you.
That'd be great.
You can email me that location, I can follow up. Yeah, this is a new kind where you can't dig in and it gets serviced by the city. So
Perfect.
that's issues.
Candido.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Kokori, one of the top guys in the city council. Just heard that we're going to hopefully get $5,000 more back to the city, neighborhood council. I hope that we have Mr. Kokori's support on that. And one of the issues has been by Miriam and Donna is that we no longer have the video conferencing from that. So I hope that the councilman, or do you know if he's going to support that $5,000 increase?
Oh, I'm sure he'll support the $5,000 increase. I don't know about the video.
He is going to support
The $5,000 he would support, but I don't know about the video.
All right, but the 5,000 is important.
Very good.
I'd like to leave a message to Orange that I'm very unhappy that he's against the video conferencing, that I don't feel like he's what Valley, Donna doesn't feel like he's what Valley, he doesn't, he's not for video conferencing. He's not for video conferencing.
Very good. Thank you, Donna. Thank you. Anyone else for Nikki? Going once, going twice. All right. Well, Miriam.
I'd like to ask you, is that now that we have a surplus, think goodness, that now we can bring the neighbor council to 50. Hopefully, because that's what the charter says. Can we also restore the video conferencing for
That was a
very
question.
little cost, for no charge, no cost?
I'm sure Nikki will echo your sentiments to the council member about video. They're very, very into video conferencing. They miss it. They want it. Yes, Donna and Miriam. Nikki, I'll email you and reiterate to the
I want to
yes.
say something, Nikki.
Yes.
I want to thank you for all the great work you do.
Oh, thank you.
Bravo.
Positive note.
Yes, right here.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Always good to work with you guys. All right, Mr. Santana. Anyone? Mr. Santana from Hertzberg's office? Going once? Okay. This gentleman here. Yes, sir. DWP.
Good evening. LAUSD.
That's what it is. LAUSD.
David Gonzalez, board member, Monica Ratliff's office. As you know, school is out for the summer, but our students are still doing some great things. Specifically here at Van Nuys High School, we'll have 8 students from the JROTC team participate in the National Academic Bowl and National Leadership Bowl in Washington, D.C. later this month, so we wish them the best of luck. The board is in the process of finalizing the budget for next school year. If any of you are interested in advocating on specific programs, there will be a public hearing next Tuesday starting at 2:30 p.m. at headquarters in downtown. And in regards to policy, the board just met last night and unanimously reaffirmed its commitment to providing all of our students with college prep courses, as well as recommitted to zero dropout students by allowing students to stay within the district until the age of 22. So I'll be around all summer, even though my schools won't be. So if there's have any issues regarding education policy or your local public schools, please feel free to reach out to us.
Penelope.
And I'd like to commend the Van Nuys High School ROTC for working with Van Nuys Elementary.
Yep.
Kind of
Yes,
paired up and
they've had a great partnership.
Yes, it's a little mini ROTC
Yes.
for the kids.
Yes, I had the pleasure of seeing them a couple.
Not get to jeopardy because of transportation. So Fran thought out of the box.
Yeah.
So it's a great thing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
One other thing, while you're on that subject of Van Nuys High School, one of our things on which we need to vote tonight is for money for them for a specific project. So keep that thought in mind. We have a little over $9,000. When I get to my report, I'll explain how much. So
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else? All right. I think that just about does it for the.
Come on, guys.
He just said that he didn't know what I was talking about. On April 28th, I asked him as chair of the new sustainability committee that this board voted
You gotta put it in
on
there.
April 22nd.
This becomes
to have a quick meeting
the
and find
private
out what's
war.
happening with the Great Streets program, because it's my background and it's where I come from in San Diego. We have complete streets and I've networked with urban planners. They've ignored me. The members of this board have a conflict of interest on the grounds that the ones that worked on Mary Martinez's campaign have blackballed me and stonewalled for over a month, and I have to file a complaint to be able to do what this board elected me to do. Unilateral decisions are made by 2 people, 3 people, including the chair of Plum. Well, I guess he's a co-chair. I think he's the chair. We don't know. The president and the vice president. And they're not transparent. They are not accountable. They do not answer. I've blocked multiple complaints. So according to the grievance process of our bylaws, Article 11, page 11 of the Van Nuys Neighborhood Council bylaws, a director is not permitted to file grievance against another director or against the VNNC. Those grievances can be aired at board meetings. This grievance process is intended to address matters involving procedural disputes, the board's failure to comply with board rules, and these bylaws. During the chair update of this meeting, I request that grievance process.
Very good. Jamie Cordaro. Public comment. Yes, come on by. Yep, and then Candido. Yes.
No.
It's my understanding that all the grievances that she has filed, everything with the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment and the City Attorney's Office, that the Board of Directors did nothing wrong. We've answered every question, and that if she has additional complaints, to complain, and we'll address them. But everything has been transparent. We've done everything by the book since, the last 3 years. If you have anything that's a problem, we discuss it at these meetings, and we're discussing stuff. So.
Unfortunately, that's a misrepresentation of that.
You're out of order.
No, I'm not out of order. I'm absolutely not out of order.
Have you been called on?
You have not provided the documents I've requested, and Mary Martinez has asked for an extension of the light to June 12th to provide the documents.
Derek,
is this
Derek.
becoming a private war?
Just one final answer to Derek's question. No, I understand. The city attorney let me know that the Public Records Act, that any citizen can file a request of this board that we have to comply within 10 days. Because Maddie is an elected official on this board, it's a totally separate way to handle it. And we, Howard and I, have looped in the city attorney's office, and we've looped in the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment, and are doing everything by the book and everything that we have been asked according to what they tell us to do. So.
Unfortunately, it doesn't comply with what I'm moved in with John, and I'm moved into here with regard to the bylaws that are posted for this committee. This board is supposed to hear decisions that are being made by these people without even telling you, without capturing it on public record against the Brown Act. And you just had a vice president walk by me tonight and whisper to me that I'm burning bridges when a council member's representative misrepresented fact that's captured on email. They did not provide the documents I requested. They manufactured a boilerplate cut-paste response.
Okay. But like I said, Derek, because she's an elected official on this board, it's a different way to handle it than just an average citizen that's requesting public records. So what I am doing as the president of this council is going by the advice of the city attorney's office and the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment. To answer her questions and refer her back to, she has access to all of the public records that any of us here do. Everything. I don't know. Everything that she requested is on our website, as it always has been.
It's available to every council member.
So, with that, Mr. Cordaro, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. As you know, this council, I've been past president, I did work on the bylaws and everything else, and I know there's some concerns here regarding the way the process works. First of all, you don't come to the board meeting. This board meeting is to make a final decision on whatever a committee comes to the board with. If they don't meet, they don't meet. That's just the process as it goes through. As far as you getting information, you get the information just like everybody else. You can request it. Listen, I'm not here to argue with you, and you are really out of order when it comes time for everybody that stands here. The thing is this isn't a situation where you sit and argue. You want to go to a committee meeting, you want to go to the executive board meeting, that's where you discuss. You can take up a lot of time there. This meeting is strictly for the general public, the stakeholders of Van Nuys, to be able to see what we do, what we vote on, and move forward. There's bylaws in place, there's policies in place. He did speak correctly as far as going through the city attorney, and there's a procedure to go through. I think you feel that you might know more than the rest of us on the board, and you may, but you may not. So don't be so quick to criticize people in front of everybody else. What I'm asking is everybody be polite, be professional. If you have a issue that you want to bring it in committee. Don't bring it in front of the rest of the neighborhood council, because it doesn't make you or any of the other members look good. As a past president, I'm just making that. And it's not a two-way discussion. You guys aren't supposed to, when I come up here for public comment, I'm not supposed to go back and forth. Same thing on the board members. You know, you speak your piece and you're done. It's not a discussion. It's not really a big panel to discuss. And you hear that when you watch the Los Angeles City Council meetings. That's a great way to learn how these meetings are run. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you very much. Okay, well, we're in the middle of public comment. Yes, Candido, yes.
Thank you, Mr. President. Jamie Cordero is a great friend of mine, but yeah, I think he's wrong. Okay, may I hold my time? You know, the one thing is this council has a lot of good foundation. Mr. President, you guys have done a lot of great things, and I don't want to go negative. But young lady, you have a right to complain. You have a right to voice your opinion because, you know, the game that's played here, it's as true as your words. The problem is that some people want to be on the inside, and others who really want to make the changes and the improvements in Van Nuys are the fighters like you are. Okay, because when people talk about how beautiful Van Nuys and how great the representation of the 6th District is, and you walk down this street and you see what you see, nothing. When somebody talks about how we have 100 Johns arrested or they're going through some kind of program, when on Sepulveda alone there's probably 300 attempts at, so you times that times, how many days, 365 days, they're missing the mark. But everybody's okay with it because they've got their ins, they get what they want. You know, I want this for my street, I want this for my, they get what they want and they're going to get it. But Mr. President, you've got something really good going here. So let's try to keep control of it. Otherwise, it'll get out of hand. I have about 10, 15 seconds, Mr. President. And again, Mr. Benjamin and I disagree on a lot of things. And I don't ever want to see him gone. But when I hear that another person, another member of the board has been threatened or, you know, things are being said, it's got to stop. I mean, there's so much good that's being done. Let's focus on the good, not on the bad.
Fair enough. Very good. Thank you, Candy. Yes, Penelope. Is she okay?
I don't know, but she's
not feeling well.
Okay. Donna and Miriam, and then we're going to jump into the, oh yes, that's right. We have, I'm sorry, hold on. We are going to hear from Jessica. Are you sure? Okay. We'll go Donna, Miriam, Jessica, and then we'll get into the meeting.
I say this, but it does make me feel uncomfortable as for the public, for the rest of us, when we hear squabbling going back and forth, even if it's, you know, legitimate, which I don't know. So, you know, and I agree that it should be done at another time. So I understand how you feel not being heard, because I a lot of times don't feel like I'm being heard. So, but there's places to do this, and this is not the place. And I'm hoping that we still need to take care of the trash cans, because the trash cans are really bad all along Van Nuys Boulevard. The one over there at Roscoe, that's really bad. That's all filled up by the time I get there at 5 o'clock in the morning. So, and I don't. Another thing I read about the city council members, I heard that they are not. Some of them are not going by shutting their water. They use more. Blumenfeld and Englander use more water this year, I heard, than they did the year previous. So it doesn't look like they're trying to save water. They're only trying to put it onto us, the homeowners, and to try to.
Thank you, Donna.
Hold it. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Donna. Miriam Fogler.
I'm very happy about that the budget's going to go back up for you, but I'd like to have the money more used, more discretion. And I want Jeanette. She's going to be has the main input. I think you should listen to her. She's very wise. And you know what Maddie wants to say is good, but it should be in the committee. I'd like to hear about it. We would like to hear about it, but I think we should do the business, go by decorum, by the rules, the Brown Act,
The Ralph M. Brown Act, yes.
and also the you know, the rules that we have, you know, the how we conduct a meeting. What do you call that booklet you have?
The Roberts Rules of Order.
Right, that's what I like to see. Right, exactly. And I like to see more participation, to have the people involved here, to have the video conferencing, because I'm very rusty, and I got to admit, they have really done a good job to keep me from able to speak enough, and that really hinders me a lot, and I can't get enough exercise, because I came down here at least 2-3 times a week to exercise, walk from my car. I would talk 2 blocks, and it would help. But you know, I do need a knee treatment, but still, all in all, you know, we're being hindered, and it's hurting the public to have input to what's going on in our city. And you know, with all the problems that God's the nation is, the police are under. You know, I don't know if the LAPD. How does the LAPD feel about the current situation with the?
Thank you, Miriam. Well, thank you, Campy. Thank you, Miriam. All right.
Thank you, Miriam.
Very good. We'll get into that later. Up next, it's Miss McCarthy speaking on the Great Streets Initiative. Yes, and then, yes, Jessica's last but not least.
Hi, my name's Maura McCarthy. I'm in charge of and founder of a charity, and I'm going to be submitting for the Great Streets Initiative. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. So it's basically submitting for a project. Van Nuys is up as a great street, and so I'll be looking for your support. I want to know who may want to know about it so I can CC them on any activity that I do.